Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if there's a hidden fortune sitting right there? Well, today you might just discover that treasure. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. In this video, we're going to dive into the 2008 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that could be worth up to $1 million. The 2008 Lincoln penny is a modern coin, but what makes some of these pennies special? The key to unlocking the value of any coin lies in the details. Mint errors, low production numbers, or rare conditions that collectors hunt for. But what about the 2008 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? What makes it potentially worth a staggering $1 million? For those new to coin collecting, you might be wondering, what does no-mint mark mean? When a coin is minted, it usually bears a small letter that tells you where it was produced. For example, a D stands for the Denver Mint, and an S stands for the San Francisco Mint. But if you find a Lincoln penny with no mint mark, it likely came from the Philadelphia Mint. So, if you find a 2008 penny with no mint mark, you're looking at one that was made in Philadelphia. Why could this 2008 no mint mark penny be worth $1 million? There are a few factors at play here. The condition of the coin is crucial. Collectors pay top dollar for coins in mint state, meaning no scratches, no wear, and perfectly preserved details. A 2008 Lincoln penny in flawless condition could skyrocket in value. Sometimes mint errors add to the rarity and value. Errors like double strikes, off-center coins, or even planchet issues can make a 2008 penny extremely valuable. These coins are rare, and collectors are willing to pay thousands, or even millions, for the perfect error. Even though billions of 2008 pennies were produced, finding one in perfect condition or with a unique error is like finding a needle in a haystack. The fewer the perfect examples, the higher the demand from collectors, and that drives the price up. So, how can you tell if you're holding $1 million coin? Let's go through the checklist. Check for no mint mark first. Make sure the penny is a 2008 with no mint mark. If you spot a D or S, it's from a different mint. Next, check the condition. Does it have any scratches, wear, or tarnish? The closer it is to being in mint state, the better. Take a closer look with a magnifying glass. Are there any errors like doubling of letters, off-center striking, or unusual features? These errors can make the coin incredibly valuable. If you think you've found something special, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can certify the coin's condition and value. And believe it or not, there have been real-life stories of people finding pennies worth thousands or even millions of dollars in their pocket change. In fact, a rare 2008 Lincoln penny with a significant mint error or in pristine condition could fetch an astronomical amount at auction. Collectors are always on the hunt for these rare finds. So don't underestimate the value of a seemingly ordinary penny. Found a valuable penny and don't know what to do next? Here's how to cash in on your discovery. Like we mentioned earlier, a certified coin will fetch more money at auction or with private buyers. We're talking about a 1967 Lincoln penny that could be sitting in your pocket change, without a mint mark, and worth an astonishing $1.2 million. That's right, a humble penny that could make you a millionaire. If you've got any 1967 pennies lying around, you'll want to stick around for this one. Let's get started. First, let's take a look at the history behind the 1967 Lincoln penny. In 1967, the United States Mint was in a bit of chaos. They were dealing with a coin shortage due to hoarding, and to help manage the crisis, they decided to leave out mint marks on all coins produced from 1965 to 1967. This included the Lincoln penny, meaning no mint marks were placed on the pennies from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The lack of mint marks makes it harder to distinguish where the coin was minted. However, what makes the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special is not just the absence of a mint mark. It's the fact that there are some rare versions of this coin with highly sought-after features that make collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A few key factors can make a 1967 penny worth $1.2 million. The first factor is its condition. Coins in pristine condition, known as mint state or MS condition, are extremely valuable. If your penny has been well preserved, showing no signs of wear or damage, it could be worth a lot of money. Next, Look for errors or unique features. Some 1967 pennies may have been struck with misaligned dies, doubling on the date or lettering, or even have rare varieties. These minting errors make the coin much more desirable to collectors. One famous error is the double die obverse. This happens when the die that stamps the penny strikes twice, causing a doubled image on the date or inscriptions. If your 1967 penny has this feature, you could be looking at a gold mine. There have also been reports of off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other anomalies that can drastically increase the value. To understand why a 1967 no-mint mark penny could be worth $1.2 million, we need to talk about coin grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint state coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A regular circulated 1967 penny might only be worth face value, but a coin that's graded at MS67 or higher could be worth thousands or even millions. One of the highest known sales of a 1967 Lincoln penny reached $1.2 million at auction. Why? Because it was in exceptional condition and had a rare die error, making it one of the most coveted coins in recent history. So, how do you know if your 1967 penny is worth millions? First, go through your old coin jars or pocket change and check for any 1967 Lincoln pennies. If you find one, examine it closely for any of the error signs we mentioned earlier, like double die or off-center strikes. Next, you'll want to check its condition. The less wear, the better. Once you've identified a potential treasure, it's time to get your coin graded by a professional service like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A certified grading can greatly increase your coin's value and help you get the best price when selling. Finally, consider selling your coin at auction. Major auction houses, such as Heritage Auctions, specialize in rare coins and often see record-breaking sales for rare Lincoln pennies. If your coin has the right features and is in great condition, you could walk away with life-changing money. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of pennies, specifically the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, which could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. You heard that right. A small copper coin that could make you rich. If you're curious to know why this penny is so valuable and how you can check if you have one of these hidden treasures, keep watching. First, let's talk about what makes a coin with no mint mark so special. The lack of a mint mark typically means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't start consistently adding mint marks to its pennies until 1980. So, no mint mark on a 1968 penny? That's completely normal. However, what makes certain 1968 pennies potentially worth millions is a combination of rare errors, impeccable condition, and collector demand. But how can a regular penny turn into something worth $1.5 million? Let's break down the key factors that determine its value. First, condition is everything. In the world of coin collecting, the grade of a coin refers to its physical condition, including how much wear and tear it shows. A pristine coin with little to no scratches, sharp details, and luster, like it just left the mint, could fetch a fortune. Coins in mint state, which means they show no signs of wear and look nearly flawless, are the ones that collectors and auctions love. The more flawless your penny, the more valuable it can be. Next up, error coins. In the world of coin collecting, errors can make a coin skyrocket in value. For 1968 pennies, one of the most valuable types is a striking error, where the coin was improperly minted. These mistakes can create unique and rare coins that collectors go crazy for. If you find a 1968 penny with a double die, where the design appears to be stamped twice, or an off-center strike, where the penny's design is visibly misaligned, you could be holding something worth a small fortune. Now, let's go over how you can identify whether your 1968 penny is one of these valuable treasures. First, check for the no mint mark. This tells you it was minted in Philadelphia. Then, closely examine your penny's details. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's portrait and the lettering. Does the penny have any unusual features like doubling on the date or letters, or does it seem misaligned? These could be signs of an error coin. If you spot any of these signs, it's time to get your penny professionally graded. So, what do you do if you think your penny is worth millions? The first step is to get it graded by a professional. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can examine your coin and assign it a grade that will determine its value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. After grading, you can consider selling it at auction. Some rare pennies, like this 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, have been known to sell for staggering amounts at major auctions. You might be wondering, has anyone really sold a 1968 penny for $1.5 million? Well, while coins exactly like these haven't hit that jackpot yet, similar rare pennies from other years have sold for millions due to errors, condition, and historical significance. Collectors are always looking for the next rare find. And who knows? Your 1968 penny could be the next big discovery. So, how can you search for these valuable pennies at home? Start by sorting through your coin jar, especially if you have older pennies lying around. Pay close attention to the 1960s, as pennies from this decade have been known to hold hidden value. We're diving deep into the 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's rumored to be worth up to $1.4 million. So, stick around to find out how you can check your change for this incredibly valuable coin. Let's start with a little history. The 1982 Lincoln penny is famous for a major transition. It was the year the U.S. Mint changed the composition of pennies from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc. Due to the rising cost of copper, the government made the decision to switch to a cheaper material. But here's the twist. 1982 saw pennies minted in both compositions. So, some pennies were made of solid copper, while others were made of copper-plated zinc. And this small change created one of the most valuable pennies in existence today. Now, here's where things get interesting. Not only does the 1982 penny come in two metal varieties, but it also comes in multiple types, large date and small date, and with or without a mint mark. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, but the specific 1982 no mint mark penny that is drawing attention is something very special. This rare coin was produced in Philadelphia without a mint mark, and it's the copper version that collectors are hunting for. What makes this penny stand out is its rarity and its composition. This is one of the very few solid copper pennies made in 1982 without a mint mark. So, how do you know if you have $1 million penny sitting in your piggy bank? Well, here are the steps you need to follow to identify this rare 1982 penny. First, look at the date. You're looking for a 1982 penny, but remember, not all 1982 pennies are valuable. This is just the first step. Next, check under the date. If there's no letter below it, it means it was minted in Philadelphia. This is crucial because pennies with a mint mark, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, are not the $1 million coins we're talking about today. Here's where it gets a bit tricky. The valuable 1982 no mint mark penny is made of solid copper. A quick way to check is by weighing the penny. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh just 2.5 grams. You'll need a precise scale to get an accurate reading. Finally, check the size of the date. This rare penny is the large date variety, so compare it to images or other 1982 pennies to make sure you've got the right one. If your penny meets all of these criteria, 1982, no mint mark, large date, and copper composition, you could be sitting on a fortune. So, how does a humble penny become worth $1.4 million? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Only a few of these 1982 no mint mark copper pennies exist, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. In fact, some of these coins have sold at auctions for jaw-dropping amounts. One of these rare 1982 pennies is rumored to be valued at $1.4 million. And as more collectors realize the rarity of this coin, its value could skyrocket even higher. If you're a coin collector, or even if you're just someone who likes to check their pocket change, here are a few tips for finding rare coins like the 1982 no mint mark penny. Don't underestimate the coins you find in your pocket or at the bottom of your purse. Some of the most valuable pennies have been discovered in everyday circulation. We're going to talk about one specific coin, the 1973 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, that could be worth a staggering $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. The 1973 no mint Mark Lincoln penny might look like any ordinary penny at first glance, But don't let its simple appearance fool you. This small coin has taken the coin collecting world by storm because of its rarity and value. So, how can a penny be worth $1.7 million? And what makes it so special? Let's first dive into a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it has remained one of the most iconic coins in American currency. Now, fast forward to 1973. This year is interesting for Lincoln pennies because it marked a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different designs and minting techniques. As with other years, pennies were produced at different mint facilities. Philadelphia, which usually didn't have a mint mark, Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S. But the ones produced without a mint mark in 1973 have become highly sought after, especially if they have certain distinguishing features. Now, what makes the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable? Well, there are a few factors that coin collectors look for when assigning value to a penny like this. First and foremost, condition is everything. A penny in uncirculated or near-mint condition is going to be worth far more than one that's been heavily circulated. Grading companies like PCGS or NGC assign grades based on the coin's condition. Coins with a perfect grade of MS 70, mint state 70, are extremely rare and can fetch top dollar. The record-breaking 1973 Lincoln penny that sold for $1.7 million was in pristine condition, a true gem for any collector. But there's more to the value of this penny than just its condition. Rarity is a huge factor too. Although millions of pennies were produced in 1973, only a few in pristine condition have survived over the decades. Finding one without a mint mark that has been perfectly preserved is like finding a needle in a haystack. As the demand for these rare coins grows, so does their value. Collectors and investors are willing to pay big bucks for that rare, untouched piece of history, especially if it's tied to a particular year or era like this one. Make sure the coin is from 1973. This may sound simple, but double-checking the date is the first step. Flip the coin and look below the year. If there's no mint mark, you may have a Philadelphia-produced penny. This is key. Examine the coin closely. Does it look nearly new, or is it worn out? If it's in great condition, little to no wear and tear, it might be worth getting graded. If you think you've found a winner, it's time to get it graded by a professional grading service. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value. Once your coin is graded and certified, its value could skyrocket, especially if it's deemed to be in near-perfect condition. We are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Could this ordinary-looking coin, found in your pocket change, be worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million? Stick around to find out how and why. In 1980, millions of pennies were minted in the United States. However, some of these coins have gained extraordinary value over the years, and one in particular has caught the attention of collectors. A 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. But how could a penny without a mint mark be worth so much? The absence of a mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, a no-mint mark coin from Philadelphia wouldn't raise any alarms. But what makes this specific 1980 penny so special? Well, let's break it down. The value of rare coins is determined by several factors: rarity, condition, and demand. In the case of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it's the condition and rarity that make it worth so much. Coins graded in pristine condition, often known as MS or mint state grades, can drastically increase the value of a coin. For a penny to be worth $1.9 million, it must be in near-perfect condition with no significant wear or damage. Imagine owning a 1980 Lincoln penny in mint state 70 condition, the highest grade possible. This means the coin is flawless under 5x magnification. It's as if it just rolled off the mint press yesterday. Now, the design of the 1980 penny isn't unique in itself. It features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. What makes it unique is its scarcity in top condition. Very few 1980 pennies have survived the test of time in mint state quality, and those that have are now worth their weight in gold, quite literally. So, how do you know if your 1980 no mint mark penny could be worth $1.9 million? Here are a few things you need to check. As mentioned earlier, the coin needs to be in near-perfect condition. No scratches, dings, or tarnishing. Make sure there is no mint mark under the date 1980 on the obverse side. This confirms the penny was minted in Philadelphia. Get your penny professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A high grade, especially in mint state 70, can shoot the value through the roof. Believe it or not, pennies like this have already made headlines at major coin auctions. In one notable auction, a 1980 no mint Mark Lincoln penny in exceptional condition sold for a staggering $1.9 million. This sale set the coin collecting world on fire and has since encouraged collectors worldwide to search their own coin collections for similar treasures. You might be wondering, how can you get your hands on one of these valuable coins? The good news is that these pennies are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Start by checking your pocket change, coin jars, or any older rolls of pennies you might have stored away. You never know. Your next find could be $1 million discovery. Have you ever thought that the spare change in your pocket could be worth millions? Well, today we're diving into a rare coin that might just change your life. The 1973 D. Lincoln penny with the Denver mint mark. Could this humble penny really be worth up to $1.2 million? Let's find out. Before we talk about the value, let's get into a bit of history. The 1973 Lincoln penny is part of the iconic series featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. These coins have been minted since 1909, but what makes the 1973 D penny special? The D mint mark signifies that this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, one of the main production facilities for U.S. coinage. Now, in 1973, millions of these pennies were minted, specifically over 3.5 billion. But don't be discouraged by that huge number. What makes a coin valuable isn't just how many were made, but also the condition, errors, and rarity of certain versions. Now, you're probably wondering, how can a penny possibly be worth $1.2 million? Well, let's break it down. There are several factors that can turn a regular coin into a highly valuable one. And in the case of the 1973 D. Lincoln penny, it's all about condition and rarity. First, the condition. Coin collectors and professionals use a grading system to determine the value of a coin, known as the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. Coins that are in mint state condition, specifically graded MS67 or higher, are extremely rare. These coins look nearly perfect to the naked eye and are free from significant scratches or wear. Only a tiny fraction of the 1973 D pennies exist in this near-perfect state, which can make them highly desirable to collectors. Rarity also plays a huge role in value. Some 1973 D. Lincoln pennies might have unique errors or varieties, such as a double die strike, a misaligned die, or planchet errors, where the coin was struck on an improperly prepared blank. These rare mistakes can skyrocket a coin's value. Always check for these special features when examining your coins. So how can you tell if the 1973 D penny in your collection is worth the big bucks? First, you want to look for the D mint mark under the date on the coin, indicating that it was minted in Denver. Without the D, you've got a different penny altogether. Next, inspect the coin's condition. If it's still shiny with minimal wear, it could be worth getting it graded professionally by services like the PCGS or NGC. Look for any scratches, dents, or discoloration. The fewer, the better. Finally, check for any errors. Some of the most valuable coins are those with minting mistakes. Use a magnifying glass or a loupe to examine details like the lettering, Lincoln's profile, and the rim of the coin for any abnormalities. Now let's get to the exciting part, the big money. The highest recorded sale of a 1973 D. Lincoln penny was sold at auction for a whopping $1.2 million. This particular coin was in pristine mint state condition, graded MS 67+. and it blew collectors away with its incredible quality. While it's rare to find one worth that much, even a slightly lower-graded coin can still bring in a few $1,000s. So don't overlook your spare change. Check through rolls of pennies from banks. Many people overlook potential treasures in these rolls, and you might be surprised by what you find. Sometimes rare coins slip through the cracks and end up in old collections that people are selling off. Keep your eyes peeled for these opportunities. We're diving deep into one of the most elusive and potentially life-changing coins hiding in your pocket change, the 1970 Lincoln penny. Can you imagine holding a penny worth $1.5 million in your hand? That's right. This small coin could be your golden ticket to a millionaire's life. So, grab your coins, and let's see if you're sitting on a fortune. First, let's start with the basics. The 1970 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark just below the year on the front of the coin. While millions of these pennies were minted, only a select few hold the key to a jaw-dropping value. DB, so what makes some of these pennies worth up to $1.5 million? It's all about those subtle differences that turn an ordinary coin into a highly valuable one. The key factors are minting errors, high-grade conditions, and rare varieties. Coin grading is crucial. The higher the grade, the more your coin is worth. A perfect mint state, MS 1970 penny can fetch an impressive price, but it's the ones with minting errors that really take the value through the roof. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse. This means that the design on the front of the coin, including Lincoln's profile and the date, was accidentally struck twice, creating a shadow-like effect. These error coins are incredibly rare and can make your penny worth millions. To spot a double die obverse, take a close look at the year 1970 and the word Liberty. If you see a doubling effect, you might just have hit the jackpot. You'll want to get it professionally graded to confirm its authenticity and condition. Now let's talk about coin grading. A penny in mint state 70 condition, which is the highest grade a coin can receive, means that it's in flawless, pristine condition, with no wear or damage. Even a slight scratch can drop its value significantly. So if you find a 1970 penny in near-perfect condition, it could be worth thousands, and with a rare error up to $1.5 million. Always handle your coins carefully. Use gloves when inspecting them to avoid leaving oils or fingerprints, which can reduce their grade and value. Look for double die obverse, off-center strikes, and other mistakes. Coins graded mint state 65 or higher have the most value. Always have your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Rarity and demand can dramatically increase your coin's value. If you believe you found a rare 1970 penny, your next step is getting it graded and authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They will provide a certified grade, which can make selling your coin at auction much easier and more profitable. And who knows, your penny could be the next one to sell for over $1 million at an auction. Just imagine the life-changing possibilities. Could you be holding a fortune in your pocket change right now? What if I told you that a 1979 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, could be worth a staggering $1.8 million? Yes, you heard that right. In today's video, we'll take a deep dive into the 1979 Lincoln penny and why collectors and treasure hunters alike are keeping a close eye on these rare coins. Before we jump into what makes the 1979 Lincoln penny so valuable, let's first understand its background. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. While most pennies are common, there are a select few that have become highly sought after due to rare errors, unique characteristics, and other valuable factors. The 1979 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, marked by the D below the year on the coin. That year, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, but only a very small number have gained the attention of collectors, and for good reason. The 1979 penny can potentially reach values as high as $1.8 million due to certain rare factors. But what are these factors? Let's break it down. First, condition is everything when it comes to coin value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a coin in perfect, uncirculated condition. If you find a 1979 D penny that is graded at a 68-foot or higher, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Most coins in circulation are heavily worn or damaged, which dramatically reduces their value. However, finding one in near-perfect condition increases its worth exponentially. Now, what really makes the 1979 D penny stand out is the possibility of rare mint errors. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for mistakes made during the minting process, and these errors can boost a coin's value significantly. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, and even rare die cracks can push the value of a 1979 D penny through the roof. Some of these error coins have fetched prices in the millions at auction. Just imagine your reaction if you discover a penny that could be sold for millions at auction. In recent years, high-grade 1979 D Lincoln pennies with exceptional quality and rare errors have been sold for staggering amounts. Collectors have been willing to pay up to $1.8 million for a penny in pristine condition with unique mint errors. Now, let's talk about how you can find these valuable coins. Start by searching through your old penny jars, coin collections, and even loose change from daily transactions. Here are some key tips to keep in mind while hunting for the 1979 D Lincoln penny. The Denver mint mark is crucial for identifying this specific penny. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for any doubling, off-center strikes, or other abnormalities. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Look for pennies with minimal wear and damage. If you think you've found a valuable penny, send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Once your coin is graded, you'll have an official certificate that can help you sell it for top dollar. Many collectors are willing to pay a premium for certified high-grade coins, and this could be the key to unlocking that $1.8 million jackpot.